You're now tuned into the second season of Atypical Voices in Our Time with co-hosts Jay Stokes, Koya, and Jay Random.
Okay, let's take 12 now. Let's take 2.
Welcome to the AVIOT podcast, y'all.
That's AVIOT.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's the AVIOT podcast. I am your gracious co-host, Jay Stokes, joined by Koya and Jay Random. It's so nice to see you again, cuz. What's going on?
Hey, guys. Nice to see y'all, too. How's everything?
Everything's good. What's going on with you? What's going on with you?
Just trying to, take it day by day. That's about
it. Listen. We got
ghetto America.
We got some news to talk about today, okay?
Yeah, what's up? Let's get
because we are filming this right now in the midst of people counting for their presidential election.
Come on.
And I just wanted to get both of y'all take on whatever is happening out here because we still don't know who the president is yet.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I know.
Bernie said that would happen, but we'll keep my little mouth shut.
Nah, Bernie did say that was going to happen.
Bernie, we should have just went for
happen,
Bernie.
man. This is disgusting. And then the white people in Detroit, they steady screaming, stop the count type bull. So it's kind of like, come on, guys, just let it be. Vote, count everything so no one can say anything. Because if you stop counting, then that opens up the door for them to now sue.
No, life doesn't work like that. I think the whole thing is a shit show, but we knew it would be. I mean, it's this Trump we're dealing with. He was on Apprentice. He loves reality TV. He likes suspense. He likes mayhem and mess. So welcome to the show. Pretty much it.
Last night, the man didn't even have all the votes in clear victory. So
to get the rednecks riled, get them all riled up. The trailer park people who don't live a life that he lives. They love him.
Exactly.
Yeah, talking about, basically, I won. I'm just like, huh? No, basically, no, not until all the votes are counted. You don't win until all the votes are counted.
He won just like COVID ended in the summer, right?
I forgot about that.
Good one.
Yes.
Good one.
I will say, though, this election, it definitely did. I hope for people out there who thought America was this wonderful place where everybody gets along. I really hope this was an eye-opening experience.
Who thought that?
A lot of people thought that. People are like, I can't believe all these white people.
They could have called me. I would have told them. Yeah. Especially for black people, ain't nothing about this place nice. Shit.
Nothing.
So I saw for instance, I think there were some stats that came out, I think for Pew Research, that showed that actually for all groups, they increased support of Donald Trump during this election. Black women, so compared to 2016, the amount of black women that supported Donald Trump doubled. Compared to 2016, black men increased the amount that support Donald Trump. The Latinx vote, both men and women, they increased. Asians, they increased. Even the gay community, the LGBTQIA plus community, increased.
Wow.
They doubled?
That's what I heard. But it could be fake, fake stats. The internet, it's all illusions at the end of the day. I don't know how true it is. But he obviously has some support out here. So people over here acting like they don't mess with the Donald. Polls say otherwise, guys.
Exactly.
Guys out here being dishonest.
Only we need his names to that shit. And we'll see who
I
really
told you,
voted.
if I would have saw any Mexicans in there acting up yesterday, I would have been like, that ain't right. That ain't right.
Exactly.
I would have called them out. They probably would have put me out and didn't cast my vote. But hey, at least I stood up for my people.
Yeah.
Listen, your state won, though. Your state won.
Connecticut was going to come through.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Connecticut. We usually come through like that.
And California killed them too.
Really?
55. Man, what? Yeah. If you look at it, it's all blue. It's all blue. Like California, they showed out.
Well, California, white people are the minority anyway, though. Just like in New Jersey, white people are the minority. So, certain states, it's already expected anyway. But Florida and Texas, best of luck with everything, y'all. I wish we just cut them off and let them float away.
Yo, did you hear? Yo, what's that guy who does that show now on Comedy Central? The African guy? No. He's light skinned. He's a light skinned African dude. He's a comedian. He got in trouble because he was saying but in so many ways he wished that Florida could be blown off.
Oh no, you can't say stuff like that. No.
He said that shit. Yo, now he getting backlash. Yo, let's just blow Florida off the map. Like
the funny thing is, a lot of people feel like that. If you're on a public platform, you have to be mindful of what you say and do. Sadly.
Exactly. This dude was on national TV. Matter of fact, he took over the Colbert Show. That guy.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, man. He's pretty funny. He's a comedian. He's an African comedian.
Oh, you talking about Trevor Noah?
Trevor Noah, yes.
I was wondering about Trevor Noah, but I was like, is he on what did you say? You said Comedy Central. So I was like,
no, he didn't take over for Colbert. He took over for Jon Stewart.
Well, one of them, okay? Yeah. One of them took over.
I don't watch any of those shows. We're not their target audience.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Colbert went to CBS. Colbert used to work for Jon Stewart.
Correct. Like saying we watch Grey's Anatomy. You know we ain't watching that shit. Certain things are not targeted at us, and we just have no interest.
What I have to say... What I gotta say about Trevor Noah, though, he's a cool comedian and everything like that. But I kind of took offense to him getting the deal. Why you say I knew it? Why
you are confrontational? Yeah, finish, Jared, and I'm gonna blow you up later about how confrontational you are. Just finish.
Why you gotta do me like that?
He is so confrontational. Jared beats with everybody.
What you gonna say?
So Trevor Noah, I think his mother is South African, right? Father white. So technically African, right? He's a foreign-born Black person. I think having him come and do the Daily Show, that's disrespectful to the Black Americans that are here. Like, you're not even native to America. You're doing the Daily Show, so you're commenting on American affairs. Don't you think like a Black American person would have more to say about American affairs?
That distance from American geopolitical realities that I'm sure Jon Stewart thought would make Trevor Noah a safe bet actually causes him to take stances that are tone deaf and ahistorical.
And too much to say. That'll be the problem.
Right. And
we'll unleash something on them that they can't handle.
Exactly. So I take this and I said, and I want to use this point to kind of go back into this voting for a Trump thing. Obviously, the election's not over yet, but we saw an increase in the Black votes. I am pretty sure that this increase is coming from foreign-born Blacks or the children of foreign-born Blacks.
I agree. Totally agree.
Well, it's also interesting, to get your perspective on this, as we start to think about the way that the Black population in America is changing too, with Haitian, Jamaican, and other Black, Caribbean, or even African. I mean, that immigrant population is now starting to be noticeable. Ethiopian, Eritrean in the Black community too, and that's quite interesting to see those distinctions. And kids often identify as Black, but sometimes there's those immigrant populations as well.
And I'll tell you, many of the people who would support Donald Trump who were Black were those very immigrants, because their view of America is different.
Because remember that video in Nigeria? Like, you saw all the Nigerians supporting Trump. Like, remember that?
Yeah, the parade.
You didn't see that, Coy?
No.
Oh, I gotta send that to you. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of Nigerians that had
a lot of people are in the sunken place that are skinfolk. Don't mean they kinfolk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some skinfolk really disappoint me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this to be divisive. I'm just saying that
it just is what it is.
It is what it is. And the thing is, I have to provide some context to this. A lot of times, foreign-born Blacks or the children of foreign-born Blacks, they support these conservatives that are problematic. Their oppressor. Yeah.
Right.
They support their oppressor. I think mostly because they don't like gays or they don't agree with abortion, religious reasons. So there is a reason for that. And I think right.
That's what it is.
Oh, really?
So, Cole, you got anything to say about see your face?
No
mercy.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna even do it to them right now. Just forget it. You go ahead. I have a lot to say, too much to say, and today ain't the time. I'm just
Well, I know who should not be saying anything anymore. These are the POCs out here, because as you've seen, these POCs went and supported Trump in record numbers. You know what I mean?
And the people who thought it was cool not to vote and like broadcasted that you didn't vote, wear flags. Like, what's up, guys? That was not it for me. They should have voted for Ross Perot like you did. They were better off. Way better off.
That's the thing. You should vote for somebody. Even if you wanted to boycott the presidency, you still should have voted. Like, come on.
Use your right. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I agree.
Everybody was like, oh, I ain't going to vote. Oh, Joe Biden locked up all those Black people. Oh, this, that, and the third. But we have to pick the lesser of two evils at this point. So if you know that, 9 times out of 10, people of color, somebody that's on food stamps, somebody that needs housing, somebody that needs Husky or whatever type of benefit comes from your state. So it's like, you not voting, you're going to affect other people around you. Like, it's not cool to be ignorant.
That's correct.
Right.
I agree. Totally
There's
agree.
other things on the ballot. Like, even if, like I said before, even if you didn't want to vote for either Biden or Trump,
smoking weed. Go ahead, y'all.
Right.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, they're gonna legalize weed, right?
Yeah.
When did they do that? When?
In New Jersey, they passed it, so it's
I'm talking about Connecticut.
Oh,
we live in Connecticut.
No.
Nah, Connecticut gonna take.
How about people still gonna do it?
Yes, Boston right around the corner.
So with that, are they gonna reverse the jail sentences for people, or they're gonna?
That's what they need to do.
That's
you know
what
I mean?
I thought is what happens once they do that. They decriminalize people who have marijuana offenses, especially like first-time offenders and stuff like that. That's what they're supposed to do. But you know how the man get down. You know how the man get down.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't gonna hold our breath.
Well, really, we shouldn't.
No.
These people are not trustworthy.
I will say too, the reason why this race is so close right now is because that's how problematic of a candidate Biden is as well. Because that's the telling sign. The fact that this race is this close, like it should have been whoever was going against Trump, it should have been a landslide victory.
We have to ask the question, what does it mean that we didn't have the blue wave? When I say the blue wave, there was an expectation that Democrats were going to take many more seats in the House, that Democrats were going to take a lot more seats in the Senate, that Democrats were going to flounder a horrible president in Donald Trump and basically take back the election. But because there was no agenda, there was no energy. ADOS told you. And so now here we are that there was no energy. They lost 10 seats in the House. I mean, if you can't get more seats when there's a COVID Donald Trump in office, you got some soul searching to do.
But the fact that it isn't.
Let me ask you a question.
Right.
I agree with you, but I still believe that it's just a candidate. Meaning, I think it was Hillary. Hillary probably still. Don't forget, Hillary got mopped out on day one. Like we knew before everybody went to sleep, Hillary lost.
Hillary has a vagina, guy. You know she wasn't gonna win.
But
no. I won't say that's the only reason. I wouldn't say that's the only. That's part of it, but that's not everything.
But still, I you know what I'm saying. But still, I believe at least it's day two. We still trying to figure out who's winning. Hillary, seriously, I remember going to sleep election night, soaking like there's some bullshit. Like, damn, where he come from winning? Like, I seriously, by 11 or 12 o'clock, we knew.
Because people think it's funny to be ignorant. Like the 50,000 people that voted for Kanye, they thought it was funny.
Yeah,
ignorance is somehow like highlighted, so funny, so cool. Like how the hell 50,000 of y'all waste your time? Ross Perot, guys, don't forget I told you. Like that other option.
The others is the reason why Michigan took forever to end.
Listen,
it was like 50 to 80,000 people that voted other.
Other?
Yeah. No, they didn't want to vote for either Biden or Trump.
A lot of people felt that way, but it's like, guys, we have to look at the state of the country. Like, we have to pick the lesser of two evils. Even with Hillary, I didn't really want to mess with her. She done stole from all them Haitians and stuff. They ain't right either. But it was the lesser of two evils. Like, we just have to use our common sense and be logical here. Like, we're in a state of emergency.
I want to use an analogy that Random actually gave to me earlier today. Remember the beating the child analogy? Random, you want to mention that to Coy? And ask.
Was it beating the child or was it the child, a bad kid?
A bad kid. The bad kid. So say that to Coy and ask her like to take that and put that in the context of this election and how she feels.
So basically, earlier today, Jay Stokes and I were talking, and I was like, when it comes to Trump, I feel like Trump is that kid who, no matter what he does, he gets his way.
Yes.
So I gave him an analogy of a kid, a bad kid that no matter what that bad kid does, he still celebrates Christmas like he did something good. He celebrates his birthday like he did something good.
He has stupid parents.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, when are you going to hold this kid accountable for what he's not doing? And I feel like if Trump wins again, he's only going to be worse.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, it's definitely going to get worse.
The man basically autopilot until COVID came, and then he had to be a president and realized, oh shoot, he's not really ready to be president.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like, wait a minute. Y'all fools elect me a second time? Man, listen.
He's about to wild out. Yeah, he's definitely going to wild out.
He's definitely going to wild out. You think it was on autopilot before? You thought he was the worst president before 4 years ago. Imagine what 4 more years is going to be with him. That's why I was like, we got, we have to hold him accountable.
Yeah. That sounds similar to Will.i.am. He was saying how when people are in abusive relationships, sometimes they don't know how to let go. And they say he feels like America's in an abusive relationship right now. But you know how people who are with somebody that's whooping their ass, they still stay. They don't know how to leave or don't want to leave or something in between. So I guess we all like domestics at this point.
So I take that, what Random said, and I want to put it to the Democratic Party now. And I want to say, remember, we were in the same situation before. The lesser of two evils with Hillary and Trump, right? Now we're in this again. The lesser of two evils with Biden and Trump.
In America, it's always going to be the lesser of two evils. It ain't never going to be no real good candidate.
But it's like, how do you change that? How do you change that so it isn't, I got to choose between the lesser of two evils?
No, we have to burn up the whole country and start from scratch then, if that's what you really want to do. We can't do that. So then we just have to move forward. Like, this whole country is built on racism, oppression, just like it's a mess.
And we got to deal with these old fossil Democrats. Like, we really need some new blood. Like, these old fossils.
Wow.
What?
Bernie's an old fossil, but he could have turned it up.
Listen, I got to say, though.
I'm tired of
Koya been right about Bernie, though. Koya been right about Bernie, though, because people were asking.
Thank you for saying that on air. I appreciate it.
I will give you credit where credit's due, because there was a big debate on Twitter saying, would Bernie have fared better in this election than Biden? I
don't think so.
Why not?
I think the only thing, personally, to be honest, I think Bernie would have been a better speaker. Because I'm not even gonna lie, when Biden speaks, I turn the channel. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed of how he sounds. I'm embarrassed that he thinks. I'm embarrassed that he believes that him yelling means that he's fired up. To me, it sounds like he's just deaf, or he thinks we're deaf. You know, it kind of remind me of the RNC when that lady was yelling in that empty room as if she was. You remember? It was Trump's wife. Trump's girlfriend. Trump Jr.'s girlfriend. When she was doing the RNC and she was yelling in an empty room, and everybody was like, "Yo, why is she yelling? The room is empty."
President Trump is the leader who will rebuild the promise of America and ensure that every citizen can realize their American dream. Ladies and gentlemen, leaders and fighters for freedom and liberty and the American dream, the best is yet to come.
Because it was an RNC, so it was an empty room, because we were all doing the
social
distance, social distance. So they had an empty room and she was yelling and firing up, and we were like, the room is empty.
Trying to get that point across to the rednecks watching it on TV.
Yeah, so I feel like that's how Joe Biden acts when he starts to talk. It's like he has to yell to wake himself up, I guess.
He don't even give it enough energy to wake his damn self up. Like, he's just lackluster.
And Jay Stokes right. When he get cold, those words fumble. You like, what word is that? You gotta grab a dictionary and look like.
He's not a strong speaker.
That's if he was a word. He wasn't a strong speaker when he was a vice president. Why do you think Barack never let him speak?
That's true.
Yeah, if he would have been a better speaker, I feel like he could have conveyed a better message. He could have been more convincing to people, so maybe it wouldn't have been such a close race. But the fact that he just couldn't get his point across and make complete sense, Sleepy Joe, just being Sleepy Joe.
Like I was telling Jay Stokes today, I was like, with Bernie make you want to burn shit down. It's
turn up.
At this point, though, we need to burn it down, though.
But not
burn it down and start from scratch.
But not every speech should be a burn down speech. You gotta tone that shit down. Like every speech, you got the tiki torch. You about to burn shit down. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. Where does energy come from?
I like that though. I like that. I don't know if I'm rowdy or what.
Imagine Bernie.
Oppression and racism. We need to burn this shit.
Imagine Bernie at somebody's funeral. Yeah, you ready to burn the fucking funeral down. You be like, oh shit.
Nigga been hopped out the casket like, wait. I didn't want to get cremated. Hold up.
It's not that party. Exactly. So it's like Bernie don't know how to turn it down. Bernie is at a 12 angry speech.
I love that he's
then his mouth start foaming. He got that stuff around his mouth. He's like, Bernie. It's not that type of party, Bernie. You're doing a eulogy.
Oh no, don't do my dog like that.
But I must admit, I would say it on air too. Jay Stokes and Coy, I agree. Bernie, by far, from what I'm seeing, would have been a better candidate. Even though I would have been upset voted for Bernie because he's a
That
fossil.
takes a lot for you to say that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
No, he always trying to kill off Bernie every other episode.
That's since Bernie had that damn slight heart attack.
Oh man.
Y'all.
Oh,
dude, that laugh.
That's good. We could actually make a joke out of this shit show we have tonight and yesterday.
Yo, what if it turned around and Trump had to sleep in the rest of the states?
Yo.
Next week is gonna be a whole nother song. We ain't gonna be joking about shit.
Yo, you know what? The next show gonna be this. Watch, silence. Everybody, look at that.
For real.
Turn the damn camera off. I'm going home.
Yeah, for real. We'll return later. I don't know when.
Yeah. I don't know when. I'm over this shit.
I'll tell you,
it's ghetto. This country is ghetto.
What I was more concerned about, though, on the real, was the Senate and the House. Because even if Biden gets elected, the Senate looks like it's going to be dominated by the GOP again. And he won't be able to pass anything. So it's like, he's just there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still getting Trump out of there, though. We just need him out first. Everybody just wants him to pack his bags and go. I get what you're saying, too, and that does make it a little discouraging. But just getting him out, I think, is like the primary focus right now, and then we'll just have to let everything else work somewhere.
Yeah. You know the sad part is? Okay. I think even when Trump is not in office, he's still going to be a rebel rouser. Yeah. I can see him really getting into
what? His Twitter about to be lit.
Yeah.
That nigga's going to have
it. They got to close Twitter down. They got to shut it down.
They should be. Why don't they deactivate his account? Why don't they ever put him in?
Because he's president. That's why. But once he but once he's not president no more, I can see they're going to do a lot of stuff that they couldn't do.
One thing I will say, though, a Biden presidency, and I saw this on a podcast, not a podcast, a YouTube show that I was listening to today by Yvette Cornel. The people I listen to, Yvette Cornel and Antonio Moore. Yvette Cornel is the person. Yvette Cornel and Antonio, they both coined the term ADOS, or American Descendants of Slaves, which we are. You know what I mean? So they were basically saying, basically on Yvette Cornel's show, I think a caller called in and was asking about like Joe Biden being able to influence policy, whereas Trump never really cared about policy that much.
I don't think that Biden's going to win. If he does, doesn't really matter. It's just the same person with a different face, except this time this person actually is competent enough to put laws and implement things that's going to make us go into deeper draconian situations. So,
you saying so Trump's incompetent. So you saying that Trump's incompetence is actually important in terms of like what he can't do?
Oh, definitely.
Like, for example, Joe Biden has a track record with like policies that harm the Black community. So it's like Joe Biden being in office, would that harm us more because he's more likely to do policies that might be pro-police and that might harm us more? Whereas Trump, he wasn't really focused on that. He was just focused on looking good or trying to fight off every scandal. So it's like, he's in office, but will it really be better for us, though? The Black community?
That's why more people voted for Trump. People don't trust Joe Biden. Like,
no,
even though Trump is a racist and supremacist, all that stuff, they still do not trust Sleepy Joe. He does not have a good track record with us.
No, I totally agree.
Neither does new Black girl, Kamala.
I personally feel that more eyes would be on Joe, so Joe would be checked quicker. That's what I feel. I feel like Joe, in the 8 years that he was playing the background, I feel like he had to atone for his mistakes. Time will tell if he atoned for them by just, working with us Black people and making sure that any legislation. I'm sorry, I was trying to think of the word. Yeah. I'm sorry, I was trying to think of the word, but yeah.
Should put the crickets on right there.
Listen, he's always getting you with the sound effect.
Listen, I don't want to mess up the word. I mean, I can mess up with a word and keep it moving. I'd be like, well, what word is that?
It's just going to be what, me. Listen, it's going to be what it's going to be. If it come out wrong, I'm still smart, okay?
Yes, you are. Yep.
Yeah. So many ways I feel like, so any laws that you put into place, I feel that it'll be checked. That's how I feel.
That's a good point.
So basically, we got to have our foot on his neck and
Joe
keep
neck.
a good eye on him. Okay,
Yeah.
because he's not to be trusted. That's why
But I feel like this. See, I think the difference, like I was telling Jay Stokes, the difference between Trump and Biden, it isn't really Biden I worry about. I worry about the Trump followers. You know, they are the ones, like you saw what they did to the Biden van on the highway. Like these people acting like it's the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
So I understand we got to pay attention to both of them. Say that again?
He ignites that too, though. Trump be like endorsing.
Yeah, he already said, "I love Texas." That's all he said. He ain't say
somebody to run him off a road.
Yeah, he ain't say that's wrong. You know, guys, come on, let's fight
that's
a
his
fair
core
fight.
audience, though.
Yeah, so
all of Middle America, those are people.
Yeah,
the people that need help from the government the most.
Okay, because I be seeing them when I'm in North Carolina with them food stamp cars. They be in there crowded and up. On the first cart is just filled to the top. White people
with junk.
Mm-hmm. You know they can't cook spam and shit.
Yep. It's Chef Boyardee.
Corned beef hash in a can.
There you go. So
anyway,
one thing about this election, though, listen, I don't want to hear anybody saying anything about black people, black men, black women, unless it's positive, because black people showed out in major numbers to support Biden, and every other group did not show up in the same amount.
Nope.
Black, I think by that Pew research study that I was talking about, or whatever this percentage is, I think black men, 80% of black men that voted for Biden, and I think like 92%, don't quote me on that, it was like 90-something% of black women voted for Biden.
The other 20, y'all know y'all wrong, but
listen, we're not gonna focus on that. We're not gonna focus on that.
It. That's just like, what kind of world do they live in? Like, are these people under a rock, or are they like really rich? Or like,
it could be a combination, rich, them being foreign, you know, like,
or just thinking that, hey, listen, he ain't doing it to me, and it's like, no, he's going to do it to you.
Right. I tend not to focus on the blacks that didn't vote for Biden. I would focus on the other groups because they did it in larger numbers.
About the you just pick and choose, don't you? You just pick and choose.
There you go, Coy. Get him. Can't pick and choose.
Yeah, he is a picker and a chooser.
What are you talking about? First of all, I got to bleep out that word. Secondly, okay, we're going to move away from this. So we got like 8 minutes left on this Zoom call right here. So there are two things I wanted to talk to you about real quick before we end this podcast episode.
What's that?
One tweet came from Journey Smollett, and she said, "Black women always got to save the darn day, child. What else is new?" Right? Because black women voted for Biden in the highest number. But I don't personally like this talk because it becomes divisive. It pits black women against black men in my head.
Oh,
you
I
know?
don't see it. Well, I guess so, but I think it's more so like the country itself. I don't really see it as like, oh, we're trying to like diminish black men, but black women, we even have to breastfeed these people's children. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are the backbone of the country in that sense. Like, you can't use a man to breastfeed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they've always used us to save the day, cure them. Like, whatever the case is, we're the guinea pigs for different. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it was a divisive statement. I think it's a little truth behind it. But I'm a woman. You guys are a man. So there we go.
Random, what do you got to say about that?
I think right about now, it shouldn't even matter who came out, as long as we came out.
Okay.
In high numbers.
Because black people as a whole, we're the ones that always say that black people as a whole, right? Because we talk about black women being the backbone and everything like that, but we also have to recognize figures like Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't think it's one is better than the other. I think
I don't think so either.
I think both black men and black women have their role, and we've both done a great job. Sorry, Random. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry about that.
No, you didn't cut me off.
I would agree with that.
Basically said it in a better way than I would have. Yes.
I think you made good points. Yeah, I don't think it was I don't know. I didn't take it as a divisive statement, but she's a woman, you know? So like when men are talking, 9 times out of 10, they talk about, you know, from a man's point of view. So I wouldn't take that really like too far out of context, because at the end of the day, we all know collectively, black people have built this whole place for free. and that's a collective thing. So I wouldn't really.
And now for a quick commercial break.
Hey guys, as you can hear, we are unapologetic in our opinions. We may be politically incorrect or possibly wrong, but don't knock us for being ourselves and saying what many are too afraid to admit out loud. Anyways, if you have any thoughts or questions about our show, email us at chemistryproductions@gmail.com. That's K3MISTRY productions@gmail.com. We'll be sure to address whatever you have to say.
Here's the thing, though. Because of statements like that, you also get statements like this. You know Janelle Monáe, the singer?
I don't want to hear no other statement. No, I'm just kidding, guys.
I'm about to be like, all right, I'm done.
What she said?
No.
What she said?
So Janelle Monáe, the singer/actor, and she said, F Donald Trump and every American citizen, celebrity, white woman, black man, etc., who supported him. Burn. So people were saying, well, the etc. encompasses other people, but I'm just like, why did she single out
etc. Mexicans and Asians and
right? Why did she single out black men?
I think that because of the climate of the country, it's just like being a black man and voting for that, a black man or black woman. So she really shouldn't have just said black people in general, whoever is black that voted for Donald Trump, you did your people an injustice. Like you basically spit on your ancestors by voting for Donald Trump. So that statement should have been a little more broad. I think just whoever voted for Donald Trump. How about that?
Right.
Now that was divisive to me, like singling out, because black women probably also did as well. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't 100%.
No.
Somebody that was black that was the one that also voted for him. So yeah, that was a little. But you know, Janelle though, she don't be coming out with nothing. She just want to say something. You know how people.
Oh well. My issue is with people like that. It seems like black men, especially straight black men, they get attacked in life, but as soon as we get killed by the cops, everybody out here marching, he shouldn't have died, but you didn't support us when we were alive.
Yeah.
So
I think that, see, and that too, I think it's like broad. I think we're making very broad statements here, guys.
Well,
because not all black women are like that.
No, I'm not saying all black women, but even if you think about the founders of Black Lives Matter, the movement, right?
Yeah.
The movement Black Lives Matter, they, I keep telling you, on the Black Lives Matter website, they do not mention anything about like black men, like helping black men out. Instead, it's black queer, black women, black LGBT, black trans. And I'm just like, well, you need to include black men in there because aren't we part of the community too?
Yeah,
let me ask you a question real quick. Was her quote based on percentage? Because she had to have, because it sounded like it was more on a percentage. That's why she used black men. Because
she said white woman, black man. She singled out white women and black men specifically.
Okay, but time out. Remember that graph you sent me today? Mm-hmm. Was it more black men voted for Trump than black women? Remember that graph you sent me?
Yes.
Was it more black men than black women?
Yes.
So she's probably basing it off of that. So I can understand if she's basing it off of that graph, then more black men did vote for Trump than black women.
But why doesn't she mention the Latino men or the Asian men or the Latino women or the Asian women? They voted for Trump higher than black men did.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a good question.
Black men,
I can't answer that.
Black men are getting killed in the streets, okay? So if you're a black man, you think it's okay to vote for Donald Trump, you are a problem.
But probably also because she probably understand that, you know, other cultures, they kind of are lost in the sauce anyway. So
yeah,
but then why mention white women then? Because they're another culture too. Compared to
she probably can't believe that white women got the audacity to vote for Trump.
Really?
But the crotch grabber.
No, but but increase. That's what I think she's only talking about, the increase. Listen. At the end of the day, it's all divisive.
Yes.
But I feel like
I get your point though.
What?
I agree with you that it's probably based on, numbers. Like, well, these groups, the marginalized groups, women should not be going for Donald Trump. Black men should not be going for Donald Trump.
Right? So she don't got time to be naming out all.
She should have just said anybody. She shouldn't have singled out.
Well, she should have. But you know what? She should have. By all means, she should have. I mean, when you think about it. But let's go back to what's her name? Something Hill. Jamel Hill. When she should have been more clarified when she was talking. I mean, she should have been more clear when she
talking about the patriarchy.
Yeah. So when it's all said and done, People just say shit just to get a row.
But it doesn't help. If you're going to help the Black community, where does talking down about a specific demographic or a specific group within the Black community help? How is that going to help the situation? That's just going to make it worse.
It is. Look, I'm not condoning it. I'm not condoning it at all.
No, it's just like, I think you're just saying it from like a different perspective. Like, this is why she might have done it. I don't think you agree with what she did, but that's just probably why she did it. And it makes sense to me if it's based on numbers. And, Twitter only gives you a certain amount of characters. She can't say Asian. She can't say Mexican.
She should have put And the last point,
etc.
The last point I'll make about Janelle Monáe is that her being a queer woman, I think that makes it even worse too, because you're commenting down on a demographic that you're technically not even attracted to.
Well,
she said go ahead.
That's funny. I didn't want to bring that out without sounding like that, but yes, I think that probably has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, she says she's pansexual, but from what I've seen, have you seen her linked up with a dude?
Pansexual. Okay.
She's dating Tessa Thompson right now, I think, still. So
who?
Tessa Thompson. She's on Westworld. She's
Black?
on Westworld. Yeah, she's Black. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know them. Okay.
Yeah, I just don't think this language is great. I wouldn't use it. Even if I have a problem with Black women as a demographic, I'm never going to go online and be like, downplay them. I'll be like, hey, Black women, do you think you can do this?
Though? Let's be honest. You have a friend that we talk about that.
Are we gonna?
No. Jay
Stokes. The time about to run out. To run out. So you want me to
call back?
No. I'm saying this real quick. Jay Stokes has a friend that tends to talk bad about us too, and he's a male, and he panders more towards female. So, I guess it all depends, right? As far as hey, listen. I mean, we could go into deeper on Janelle Monáe.
I feel like you're talking in code.
I have to talk in code because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Oh, to hell with that. Don't talk to me in code.
This is what we'll do. We'll have him on as a guest so we can get his opinion. That's what we'll do.
All right, then. So on that note, we down to a minute. What we going to do?
All right. I'm doing my cheese for YouTube.
Just cheese for YouTube?
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm not putting look at my phone.
All right, y'all. Listen. Till next time. Peace.
Thanks for listening, guys.
So go a little something like this. That's AVIOT.